I'm not ready for the night to end yet.
Tonight made me happy.
You make me happy.
Welcome back to Insecuitea, the official recap podcast for HBO's Insecure. I'm Crissle.
And I'm Hey Friend. Hey. Brr, 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 brr.
Yes, girl. In this episode 8, and my nigga, I fully enjoyed this one. Yes, I did.
I'm just letting y'all know right now, I am going full Hey Friend Hey today.
Oh, and you can
just
do that.
Let me have it.
You can
just
do
let me
that.
have it.
But
this was so cute, Crissle. I needed it. I needed the fantasy. I needed, even though it's not real.
I know how you are. I know how you are.
It.
And I saw the parts where you would be squealing like a little girl.
Oh my God, dude. Do you know that I caught myself smiling the entire time?
Oh my God, friend.
It was like an outer body experience. I was like, look at you. You love this episode.
Oh, I really can't handle you and your feelings, girl. I really can't. All I have to say is I fucking told y'all niggas. I told y'all niggas.
You were right.
I told y'all niggas, I said these two are not done.
You were absolutely right. And you know what? There was a part of me that was like, maybe this is a dream sequence. You know how they be fucking with us?
Yes,
I was waiting for her to wake up in the sweat and be like, oh, you know, like, oh my God. And then it never happened. So I was like, Crissle was fucking right.
I mean, I told y'all, like, I can see my life when I know my life. But anyway. Just like last week was about Molly and her situation, this week is about Issa and her situation.
Sure was.
That's right. We opened up with Lawrence at the bar, and we're going to find out who he asked out at the end of last week's episode. Oh, I think it might be Issa, you guys.
I mean, you know, we debated whether it was Condola, whether it was Issa, whether it was someone else.
I didn't. He does the whole thing where he checks his breath and, does the whole tic-tac situation. But of course, it's Issa that he's waiting for. And I love that as she's on her way towards him, she trips because it is classic fucking Issa. And
I was like, girl, we're still awkward black girl.
Right. She's still awkward. But also when he took that tic-tac, he spit it right the fuck back up like he choked on it. So, like, both of y'all niggas are awkward. Both of y'all do stupid shit.
Made in awkward heaven. You're absolutely right.
Yes, and the theme of them being a match made in heaven is reinforced several times throughout this episode because these two fall right back into their old patterns. He's teasing her about falling, and she's correcting him when he orders the Prosecco with whiskey because she's like, excuse you, I have grown. It's a vodka now, nigga.
But I like how he was like, all right, we can send it back. She was like, no, I'm still going to drink it.
Nigga, don't be dumb, obviously. I'm still going to drink it, but just so you know. But like,
just so you know for future reference.
Yes, they fall right back into that whole thing Condola was worried about, that rapport that they have, that connection that's just so organic and so easy.
The banter, it just falls into place. There's just a perfect match.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
As much as some of us...
Give me romance. Give me romance.
Some of us really hate Lawrence, but these two, you just cannot deny the chemistry. As soon as they get around each other, it's immediate. So
the jokes, so cute.
Of course, he mentions the block party and the fact that he would have made it, but he was in San Francisco taking these interviews. And Issa makes sure to note that, it was hard and it about killed her, but that she did that shit and she's that bitch. And this is the first sign of the new Issa that we would have never seen before, who I am super proud of, because that bitch is extra assertive and she goes after what the fuck she wants and she's not sad or sorry about it. She's not going to apologize.
And the fact that she was, and I love that she praised herself.
She did.
There's no praise like self-praise, I'll tell you right now. And I loved that the two of them in that moment, you see her excited about her new business venture. And remember, we called it about Lawrence having gone to San Francisco for an interview. Remember, we were like, he's leveling up with the tech field. So it was nice to kind of see them finally equally yoked.
Right.
Because that was the problem last time.
Yes. And we see that equal yokeness, friend, throughout the episode. Yes, we do, girl.
do?
The omelets is cooking at the same temperature.
There was a lot of yolking. You are absolutely right.
They was yolking, girl, because look how you are. So when
I'm saying,
when Issa was walking in and fell, remember when she fell? Nobody will forget.
Oh my God, no one's gonna forget.
She said then it was packed like a Lizzo show, and then Truth Hurts by Lizzo started to play, and I was like, oh God, this is really like a Lizzo show.
I can only imagine,
because the Lizzo show does have some white girls. Let's just be real about it, and they do turn up at Truth Hurts. It's just a fact of the matter. But they're not the only ones. Everybody loves why men great till they gotta be great, because that is the eternal question of our existence. Okay, so I'm loving that whole moment. But then Lawrence tells Issa about how he ran into Molly on his way back and says it was awkward. And then he actually laughs out loud when Issa says that she and Molly aren't friends anymore. But Issa is dead ass serious.
It was funny, right?
It
when
was.
It was almost like he's like, girl, shut up. Like it was the furthest thing from his mind that she could actually be telling the truth.
Like, bitch, quit playing.
Stop, shut up. What you mean?
Yeah, no, she absolutely meant that shit. And Lawrence is trying to talk over the increased noise of like all these girls at the bar and the music is louder, but Issa naturally does not want to talk about her breakup, just like Lawrence don't want to talk about his breakup, okay? She asked about Condola. He didn't want to talk about that shit. He asked about Molly. Guess what?
Sure didn't.
She don't want to talk about that shit either. We both had a breakup, nigga. Let's pretend like that's just not going on right now.
How about we leave them both in the past? How about that?
And, you know,
even if just for tonight.
Listen, another recurring theme of the episode. But at that point, a drunk nigga danced his way between them at the bar.
I was like, is this New York? I forgot what city they were in.
Listen, New York and LA can be eerily similar at times. So they realize then they're never going to have a conversation in this bar. They decide to leave. And Lawrence calls for the check. But, you know, also it happens to be on the house because Issa busted her ass. And the manager don't want no problems. I screamed, Fred.
He didn't want no smoke. He was like, yo, she hit that shit hard.
She hit it hard. She hit it hard. And niggas was crowding around like, oh, can we help you? And she was like, no, I got even Lawrence, she would not Lawrence help her up. I'm like, bitch, but you face planted.
He got me choking.
You might have knocked a tooth loose, girl. You better file a lawsuit. But no, she gonna take these free drinks.
I would have been on the floor like, oh.
I love that part because I too have had my bar tab waived because I fell. But anyway.
Oh, remember?
Yeah, girl, but we're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about, I forgot you were there. We're not talking about that right now. Anyway, woo. Issa and Lawrence.
Brooklyn Nights.
I said what I said, friend. Issa and Lawrence make their way to the sidewalk, and Lawrence is suggesting that they go to that Latin place downtown that they always wanted to try. And he asks her, you know, you haven't been there, have you? She's like, oh, no. Which, you know, anybody who knows Issa knows that's a goddamn lie. But he also then pulls out his phone to order a Lyft. And this really must be a nice change for Issa. This is exactly what she was talking about when she said she was a little resentful that Condola was reaping all the benefits of the work she put in with Lawrence. It was right when in that moment. Like
to Amal.
Yes, old Lawrence would have never offered to go somewhere, much less book the car without her saying something.
And not only did he book the car, but he booked the fancy one. Okay. Wasn't it like the black car?
He ordered the black. Okay, she was like, okay, wait a minute.
Oh, you got money.
And she also makes sure that she says that she hopes they don't get a talkative driver because why would anybody want one who does talk? But, you know, of course.
Oh, I mean.
Right. You know, of course.
Except for me. I like talking to them sometimes.
You know, friend, because you're the one. No. Because when we're at parties and stuff, you're the one that everybody has to fucking come together like the goddamn Power Rangers and form a circle around because friend will never leave the fucking club without doing fucking chart readings with all her fans. It's like, friend.
That is not true.
Girl, tell me I'm lying. Please look me in my face and tell me I'm lying.
Not chart readings. I am howling.
Girl, anyway, Lawrence does.
Back to the show.
Lawrence does troll her a little bit when he talks about when he says he's calling the lift, but then he calls her. Oh my God.
I forgot about that too.
That
It took me a
was so
second.
funny.
That was cute. That was cute. I like
Yes,
it.
and then they also made the small talk about his parents going on the Tom Joyner cruise, and I was just like, God, this is so fucking black. That the
So black.
You was gonna go
Hilarious.
home, but your parents went on the Tom Joyner cruise, and then I thought, oh, back when it was safe to take cruises. Wow, y'all really living y'all living a different reality than when
that?
we do, right? So yeah, unfortunately for Issa, the driver is chatty, and she's an older black woman. So I just assume off top that they gonna humor her and whatever she does.
Which they do. Well, slightly.
He does. Lawrence humors her because at first the driver assumes that they're on their first date, but when he corrects her, she says that they must have that real young black love, and I'm like, oh God, please, Amy.
And I was sitting in my house like, they do.
Oh, friend, you would with that bullshit.
They do.
No, girl. At this point, Issa's fed up, and she's like, I mean, we did, we ordered a quiet ride or whatever. But Lawrence is the typical Southern boy talking about, you being rude. Let that lady talk, which I was like, okay, so there is an option here. You could tell the elder that she's talking when y'all asked for silence, but I would have never thought of that.
This is literally you and I in the back.
It is
of an
because
Uber.
I will
I'm
talk
Lawrence.
to older black people, and Fran. See, Fran can't ignore her fans. She cannot. She cannot ignore her fans, but she can ignore the driver. It's real crazy.
No, that's not true.
Yes,
I would be Lawrence. I'd be the one. You'd be like, I'm sorry, but I pressed the silent button. I'd be like, Crissle, we can't do that. It's a human being.
For anybody other than a black woman, yes.
You're right. I take it
But
back.
I am never gonna do that to a black woman. But Issa don't have no problem being like, sis,
Tell my son all the time. I say, son, start the way you want to finish.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, but it's not our first date.
Oh, so y'all got that real young black love.
Sorry, we wanted a quiet ride.
That's rude.
Each other.
Stop encouraging.
Where y'all dolls from?
Alaska?
Whoa. It's got to be pretty cold up there this time of the year.
Nah,
So
climate
cold.
change.
So are y'all married?
No.
Well, let me tell you one thing. Marriage is the best thing I've ever done. Trust me. You better go on and lock that down if that's the one you love.
Oh.
God, I'm blushing. I'm blushing.
Yeah, of course you were, girl, because we know how you are. But she couldn't stay in the moment for too long because Miss Daisy turned around and she had that phone light in their face. Tell you about what? Do it now, nigga.
Yo, I house.
Like, ma'am, the light is turning green. Please.
They were like, please drive.
Please
look
drive.
at the road.
Right, exactly. But also the whole scene, I was waiting for one of them to deny that they were a couple or to deny that they were on a
Nope.
date, and it never
Why
happened.
would they?
I said, okay, so my fucking spidey senses are tingling now, my nigga.
You were right, man.
Girl,
you
I
were
said-
absolutely right.
Because at first it could have just been, let's talk about what happened and go our separate ways. But when
Right.
somebody is making all these assumptions about your relationship and neither one of you says, oh, we're not together. Girl, listen. I was born on Thursday, but not last Thursday. Of course, while they're at the restaurant, Issa has to confess that she has actually eaten here already. She can no longer lie as though she has never been here before. And Lawrence asks if she was on a date. And of course it was. And I appreciate the honesty here. But even though she says it isn't serious, Lawrence is like, you don't have to do all that. We skipping the tiptoe bullshit tonight. We're not walking on eggshells.
No eggshells. I love that.
And then we have another moment of them being corny and goofy together when they do this Kirk Franklin stomp reference. And I was just like, the fact that y'all took it this far, these niggas are meant to be together. Who does this? Not even me. I was a church kid through and through. We do not do this.
They're just so cute together. I can't
Yes,
take it.
they really were. It was like, oh, niggas this corny deserve, like, please be together. and leave the rest of us to ourselves. But also in the spirit of honesty, Issa wants to know exactly what he wanted to tell her. But of course, now pops up the waitress to seat them. And, you know, Issa's clowning him for being extra skinny. So hopefully we can get this nigga some brown bread or something. You know, hurry up, get him fed. And still we're seeing the sort of gentle teasing back and forth that they're so comfortable with that we have never seen Lawrence or Issa really do with anybody else.
True. Remember, Condola tried, but it just didn't fit.
You know, it just didn't curl all the way over. So Lawrence is trying to decide what he wants to order. But, you know, brand new Issa is not dealing with all that. She's a take charge kind of bitch. And she orders everything for both of them. I said, okay, so maybe y'all do know each other very fucking well. Because my girl went through the apps, the mains, the drinks.
Yo, she ordered the whole menu. I was like, okay.
Listen, once she got to the red meat for the table, Lawrence was like, let me just put this down. Because
I love how the waitress was like, well, that's quite a lot of food for the table.
It sure is, bitch, but nobody asked you that. We said what we wanted, and that was that. Issa knows that her man wants a bullet neat, and that's exactly what he's gonna get, okay?
I love how he looked up at her like, you really know me.
Right.
That cute googly face.
And honestly, at first, a part of me was like, oh, this could kind of be a red flag. Because it's like, yeah, you know me. But don't let your assumptions of who I am trick you into thinking you can just treat me whatever pre-programmed way. Because that's the issue with you and Molly.
Ooh, okay. I see it.
So that popped up for me. It turned out to be a completely unnecessary pop-up at this episode. But, you know...
That's our asses, our jaded asses looking for problems where there weren't any. We couldn't handle all the romance straight through.
Okay, you right. Yes, correct. But Lawrence is impressed, you know?
He is.
And he's impressed, but Issa want to be impressed by the news. And I thought, okay, bitch, the thing is, bitch, let's just be real. You know exactly what the fuck the news is.
She don't know.
Friend.
You really thought that she knew that this is what he was bringing her out for?
Friend, I don't just think it. I don't just think it. I have been in this position 3 times in my life. Issa knew exactly what he wanted to talk to her about. She knew exactly.
I don't believe it. I feel like she looked sideswiped. Like she was like, wait, what?
Friend, as soon as Issa found out from Condola that Condola and Lawrence were no longer together,
she saw the end.
She saw it. The nigga.
Well, I don't doubt that, but I still think there was a part of her that didn't fucking know. She wasn't sure. You never know with these dudes. You never know.
Friend, how are you more naive than me? It don't make no sense.
You really never know, though.
You grew up in Harlem, girl. It don't make no sense. This bitch knows exactly what's going on. I'm holding on to that. But of course, Lawrence breaks down and admits that he's been thinking about what would have happened if they stayed together. And he admits that he may give up too easily on things. And I thought, okay, here we go into the real conversation.
This is it. The meat and potatoes.
And I thought, oh God, Lawrence Hive is going to be pissed at this whole scene, Jesus. Because Lawrence is admitting, even though he doesn't have to, it's completely unsolicited, he is fully willing and capable of acknowledging exactly how his own actions contributed to the downfall of their relationship. And it's not that at any point Issa acts like it's his fault. You know, ultimately she fucked up. And she takes full ownership of that. But
he wanted to express his part in it. Yes. In the dynamic. Yeah.
There was something more behind it. And I really love that we got like all the way through to the bottom of this, because Issa is being super vulnerable right now. Again, I'm very impressed with this bitch and how much she has grown up, because she is willing to say, you know, I wish you hadn't given up on us. And I thought, well, damn, sis, I thought you would have been a little bit more sprung over Nathan, but it's like Nathan is not a thought at all.
Child, Nathan. I forgot about Nathan. Now that you brought him up, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, that's right. They was just chilling. True.
We all thought Issa and Nathan was gonna be building, and then Lawrence came through, but Issa was not thinking about Nathan at all. Okay, bitch, not in the least. And so
it was nice to see the two of them too. Like, I love these kinds of conversations. You know me. I love
girl.
these kinds
I know
of
you do,
conversations
girl.
where we both just lay it all on the table. I'm actually, funny enough, currently in a similar situation.
Oh God, friend, you would be. I told you
And
the
I was-
pandemic was gonna change your damn life. Oh, friend. Friend is saying yes to people she would have never talked to before.
It's true. And I had to tell myself after this episode, I was like, don't you dare let this episode sway you, girl. This is a show.
Friend,
It's
I'm
fake.
gonna fucking
It's
FaceTime you after this.
fantasy.
We need to have an emergency conversation. Because here you fucking go, girl. We will talk about it. But thankfully the waitress arrives then with their drinks. And they take a beat before diving right back in. And now Lawrence, who is playing the role that typically we would see played by the woman, wants to know why Issa chose to cheat with this man. And, you know,
Right.
was it him specifically? Could it have been anybody? And Issa is very real when she says, no, it couldn't have been any damn body. But he gave me the attention I needed when you weren't capable of giving it to me. And when he says, you know, you must have wanted our relationship to blow up, she actually pushes back and says, you know good and goddamn well, I was devastated when you left me. You know
For an
that.
entire year.
I loved it.
Nothing I
loved
did
it.
could snap you out of what you were going through. You didn't want to talk. You didn't want to go out. You didn't want to have sex. You didn't want me, Lawrence.
It's not that I didn't want you. I just... Watching you get up and go to work was this daily reminder that I had nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I thought about moving back home, but that would have just made me feel worse.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Just couldn't.
And that's some real shit. How you gonna be motivated to be having sex and romancing and contributing to a relationship when you don't even know what's
Yeah.
going on with you? He was
Exactly.
completely disconnected.
And
Understandable.
He was even considering going back home. So, of course, Issa is naturally like, why you didn't tell me none of this?
Right?
He's like, yeah, I just didn't. Oh, okay, bro. Cool story. And so then once Issa cheated, it was easier to just blame the entire demise of the relationship on her.
Right.
Knowing good and damn
And
well.
honestly, it worked both ways though, because she didn't talk to him about how she was feeling
Yes.
about anything either. That's why she went to Daniel. So that's where
Exactly.
both ways, child.
So it was at this scene that I said, okay, we getting to the root of the problem between these
Loved
two niggas
it.
right here.
Loved
we getting
it.
down to the very
Carving out
stank-ass
the
bottom
decay.
of it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the waitress returns to their table with the food with her cute little self, and they're clearly not interested in the sauce presentation.
Sure
So-
ain't.
Right, she has to skedaddle on out of there, and Issa really kind of looks a little bit out of it. She calls the entire situation bizarre, and Lawrence is like, if somebody had told me a year ago I'd be sitting here talking to your ass, bitch, please.
After she cheated on him with Daniel, yeah, bitch, please.
and every time I questioned what Lawrence said, I thought, you just have to think about the fact that the roles are reversed in this one show and this one show only. So I'm just saying. Because even though I was like, why are you asking all these questions about Daniel? As somebody who has been cheated on, I have absolutely asked those questions. So
Right, you can't help it.
exactly. It's like you need to know, like, was it me? Even though you know way deep down
No, it
you.
wasn't. Mm-hmm.
But you still need to hear it. Anyway, she asks him then about the ring, which came up during the lift ride over, and asks if he really bought it. And he absolutely did, girl. Sorry to tell you, and you didn't know about it because he never got the chance to give it to you, bitch. You remember how you cheated?
Yo, her jaw dropped. Did you see her face? She was like, wait a minute.
She looked
A
so
whole
fucking
ring?
down. So down. He was like, oh, so you just realized you're not shit, huh? Yeah, that's
But I mean, shit, how the fuck was she supposed to know he had a ring when he didn't even want to have sex? He wasn't talking. Like, how would I know you wanted to get engaged?
And
talk about mixed messages.
Why would I want to marry you when you can't even talk to me? Why would I want to marry you when our relationship is so strained? So I don't blame her. But when she was like, I never knew. It's like, duh, bitch, of course you never knew. When would you know?
And he wasn't even sure. So that would have been a mess altogether, honestly.
Exactly. But I love that Issa admits that she used to not be the shit, but she's the shit now. God damn it. She's that bitch now. And it looks like Lawrence is too, girl. And I'm thinking, I have never had a situation where I was waiting on my nigga to upgrade or vice versa, and we actually met each other in the middle. I have never been here before. I was like, wow, this is an incredible feeling.
Now.
See, oh no, friend. Oh no. Oh, I gotta keep the prayer line open for my nigga. Oh,
but
no.
I wasn't waiting. We crossed paths
Issa wasn't either, girl. God damn it, friend. I'm not doing this. Okay. Anyway. Issa's talking about how much she's changed, and she even mentions that Lawrence is missing out. And when he's like, oh, yeah, she's like, oh, I have to go to the restroom. I said, oh, wait, look at friend. But she also tells him to order another drink instead of kombucha. You know, she wants her regular plus a shot. And when Lawrence is like, yeah, I'm buying the cheap shit, she's like, I ain't gonna know the difference, no way. And I'm like, here y'all go again with this cute ass rapport.
Just cute, man. 5 years together. I mean, come on.
Yes, it's just too easy. The way they get along, it's just so naturally good. But while Issa's gone, Lawrence gets a text from Condola saying that she knows.
I was triggered. I was like, no.
I said, here we fucking go.
No.
Because Condola's talking about, you know, I know we're supposed to meet Tuesday, but can you do it tonight? And he, you know, to his credit, he says, no, I'll hit you up when I get home. But the look on his face as we close out the scene gives me demon time. The little smile he's giving, I'm like, oh, okay, he finna try to hurt Issa's feelings just because he can, and he got her back into this place. Like, automatically, that's just what I thought.
That's how you read it? I got a completely different read.
Oh, God, of course you did. What was it?
I did.
That he realized he was in love with Issa and he was going to break up with Condola?
The read I got was he realized in that moment, like, you know when you can be talking to someone, but then you finally get the attention of the person you actually want. It's like that other person, they don't even have an effect on you. And I feel like when he texted back, it was just kind of like, yeah, I'll let you know, like, if I'm free. Because his energy is focused on Issa right now. Okay. And he smiled thinking of her. I don't think he smiled thinking of Condola. I really don't.
I mean, you're probably right. I've never been in that situation. It sounded very weird to me.
Towards the bathroom.
I have never been in that situation
before. You've
before.
never been in that situation where you're entertaining someone else when you really want someone else?
I have not. So I am probably wrong about that.
You're an angel. It happens. It happens to the best.
Because that little smile on his face, I thought he was about to fuck Issa right on over. And my fears were justified in this next scene because they're on the sidewalk talking about how nice it was to catch up. When we hear that, and I was of course,
no,
it's TSA bag. Calvin is back, okay, with his girl Mazda, and he's talking to Issa about the prawns. And so obviously Lawrence picks up immediately that this is the person.
This is the date.
Yes, that she went on the date with to this Latin restaurant. And even though Issa tries to play it off, it is very fucking clear. And she's trying to end the conversation. But of course, Lawrence is like, oh, so, how do y'all know each other?
He's like, tell me more. But I like, what I love, though, that it was playful. Like he didn't get triggered. He wasn't defensive. There was no tension or nothing. It was just like, oh, this is who you were at the date. Okay, girl.
I mean, and considering how chill Issa was with Condola, he would want to be.
True that. You're right.
So, I don't want to give
Fair enough.
I don't want to give men too much ever, but.
What's up, man?
Whoa, strong.
You look like a Lawrence, man. That's what's up. I'm Calvin. This Mazda.
What's good, y'all?
Hey, Mazda.
Hey, you got the prawns joint tonight, too?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, you got the prime joints. And the ribeye and the squash flowers, and we had a bunch of stuff on the menu, man.
God damn, y'all had a feast in there. I'm about to go in there and fuck shit up too.
Cool. So, yo, so how do you
Issa.
and Issa know each other? No, it's...
We used to get it in. Good times.
Oh, I bet.
But yo, I'm TSA. Also do private security, so hit me up if you got a birthday or something.
Ooh, look at the time. You know what? We need to hurry up, Benny. We're gonna be late for Bermuda show.
Okay.
Word, her friend got a show down the street at the art walk. So, big things. Enjoy, bro.
I will. That was perfect.
Shut up.
No, I mean, listen, I only got to meet him for
I know he was like, "Oh, that's you." Oh, okay.
Right. And I hope none of that was about his body type. I hope it was about the personality because
I'm gonna guess it was more about the personality.
I am
the fact
too.
that he introduced himself as TSA and his girl was named Mazda. That's enough fuel for
he
that
was
face.
like, I'm TSA, but I also do private security. And that's when Lawrence was like,
It was a lot. It was
Is
enough.
that so? So this is the part that almost had me fucked up. I wanted to punch this nigga in his face.
Yo, triggered. I freaking texted you and I said I'm triggered.
You
Crystal,
did.
I'm triggered.
The first time you texted me, I said, "Oh, she ain't got there yet. She finna
No.
text me when she
I'm
gets to this
triggered.
fucking part." Because Issa is asking Lawrence about Art Walk and if he's been, because they have a whole new block open. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, let me know how it is, and gives her the little cheek kiss and walks off. And she's like, oh, okay. But then all of a sudden we hear the again. And it's Lawrence's bitch ass because he was just fucking with her. I'm like, that is not
my
okay.
God. That
Don't
was
do
not
that.
okay.
It
I
was
didn't like
not okay.
that.
I did not either, girl.
I had PTSD. I was like, wait, you just gonna let the high crash like that? No.
I said, so
No.
he just gonna fuck with Issa and condole at the same time because he can. That's fucked up. But
Nah.
no, in
Lawrence pulled
reality,
through.
that's right. He was keeping the evening going with the girl he really wants, bitch. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They at Art Walk and they making all these corny ass puns because these are some corny ass niggas talking about the born identity and the warm identity. The porn identity.
The horn identity. I was like, okay, y'all.
Leave
end
us
this over here.
alone. But they both agree that climate change ain't no goddamn joke. And while they're looking at the artwork, it's clear that they have different opinions. Lawrence is like, I don't even fucking get it. And Issa's like, oh, it's abstract, like happiness. She's on her friend's shit.
She sure is. I was looking around like, where is that at? We gotta go, Crystal.
I know. You was looking for the Art Walks website. I know you was, girl.
The clouds were cute, girl. The clouds were cute.
Girl, see, I knew you wanted some fucking 3D installation. Leave it alone, friend. It turns out that Issa has been thinking a lot about the concept of happiness lately because she has always, and here we go into another deep moment where they're connecting on a very personal level, because she's always waited for something else to bring her happiness, but she now thinks of it as a choice. And when Lawrence is like, what are you talking about? She talks about how she's creating happiness with her new shit. And I thought, so part of this is valid. If you feel like happiness is completely up to chance, then yes, it is groundbreaking to realize that you can choose to do things that bring you joy.
Amen.
But also, sometimes the world is just completely up against your fucking back and there is very little joy to be found. So,
right.
Issa is now in a place where, she had some success with the block party. So she's riding that high and she's feeling super accomplished and successful. She already has game plans for what's coming up next. So, she's feeling good about herself. And I honestly love her for it because this is the Issa that I have wanted to see, but who is only just now ready for us.
Real.
It's like with the success of the block party, she has fully stepped into herself. And Lawrence even says, I like this new look on you. Okay. I like all this shit. What's the new plans, bitch? And she's telling him, after the block party, I want to make real money. So I'm going to start doing smaller events all around black shit. And of course, Lawrence is fully encouraging about it. And I'm just like, because you niggas are meant to be. Watch them end up getting married in the fucking series finale. Like,
I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I told you they wasn't done.
You were absolutely right. I wasn't entirely sure because I didn't think that the storyline with Nathan was finished. You know, I didn't know, but now it's too perfect. And like you said,
you know,
she's coming along with her entrepreneurship. He's over here getting interviews. Like, it just seems like the trajectory is looking good for the two of them.
Exactly.
I'm here for it.
Just like you mentioned Nathan, I thought, oh God, please, Issa, don't fuck this up and fuck Nathan when you and
oh God, don't even put that in the
I know.
Don't even put that in the ether.
But I just thought about it like, oh God, here we fucking
or him
go.
Fucking Condola. Like, the two of them really could fuck shit up.
But you know what? When they got to the end of this, that was less of a concern for me. We're gonna get there here in just a minute. But
yeah,
Issa asked Lawrence if he's happy, and you know, he says he's getting there.
You know, I used to think I had to be like the leader or the ideas guy. But I'm starting to realize, like, I'm happier executing somebody else's vision. Like, I like being on teams.
Really? Because you always wanted to start your own shit.
Yeah, I think I just thought that because I was supposed to.
Yes, tell these men that you don't have to be whatever standard of masculinity was set in front of you. Because whoever you are as a man is your masculinity. It cannot be taken away by anybody or any society. Look at you sounding like Fran.
But can I just say what my concern is?
Okay,
with the two of them, that the fact that they're basing so much of their happiness on work, that concerns me a little bit. I have to admit, like, for her to be so happy because of the block party doing well, and him being so happy because now he has this quote unquote status. That's another danger zone to me because like you said, life crashes and burns. So what happens when you don't have that high that's coming from still an external place that's now work related?
Right. You're right. I think the difference here is that when it seems like everything is working except your professional life, to have your professional life go in the right direction.
Finally.
Right. Feels like, okay, you know, that was
something's
the big piece.
Moving.
Yes. That was the piece that was fucking missing. And hopefully I can pick up the slack with the rest of it. You know, when it feels like that's the thing, especially with Lawrence, he always felt like professionally compared to Issa, he wasn't doing enough. So for him to be at this place where he's doing super great at this one white company, but also moving to another white company, perhaps, you know,
not perhaps.
He's really feeling himself, you know, at this place. But I totally see where you come from. But unfortunately, his phone rings right then, and it's Condola.
Oh my God, triggered.
And Issa is very adult in this situation. She offers to let him take it, but you know, he says he doesn't need to. And I love here, this is when I stopped doubting Lawrence, because he admits to her that he and Condola have been talking, and he's not sure what's going to happen to them. And I
love that.
Yes.
It was real, uncomfortable, but honest.
Yes.
We are here for radical honesty. Even if it makes you feel bad, at least you know what's going on.
Yes. Let me have a fucking attitude. At least I know you might fuck that bitch.
Right. Let me have the option of knowing what's going on.
Let me decide whether I want to fuck you anyway. Because if I'm Issa, the answer is yes. But and her face is, you know, very stony, but I'm glad that Lawrence owned up to it. It was the very least that she deserved. And I love that they're in front of this art. Of course, the ass painting belongs to Chad, because we know how Chad is. The one that
my main man.
Friend, I really want you to
because I too would have had that ass painting.
I want you to outgrow that, friend.
We're soulmates.
Friend, I really want you to want better for yourself. I really do want that. But of course, the silly one who is also, you know, terrifying is obviously Kelly.
Funny, bro.
Right. The fact that I said it when they did, I was like, oh my God, why are we all friends? But there is one painting that Issa can't quite categorize, and we don't get to see it. Lawrence has bought it, and it is all wrapped up when they are walking, back through the art walk, and he offers to split a car with her, and she says, she'll call it this time since he did last time. But, nigga, we're not getting under that black shit, so don't ask, okay? We're getting Lyft fucking regular, nigga. Lyft.
Not when it's me calling, okay?
Exactly.
She was like, don't get gas.
And this is when Issa finds out that Lawrence lives, just a hop, skip, and a jump away. And I said, yeah, I bet you do, nigga.
How convenient. How convenient.
How fucking convenient, girl. They pull up and hug in the back seat goodbye. But of course, Issa does, something that is familiar to me when she's like, oh, too bad you bought that art. You go put it over the air mattress. So of course, Lawrence is like, oh, give her a few minutes. I'm going to take her inside. Like, all right, nigga.
He's like, let me show you this couch and these end tables, okay? And this coffee table and this lamp.
As soon as he said that, I said, Issa is absolutely finna cancel that ride. I said it right then.
Yo, immediately. I was like, that cab is not waiting for shit.
Absolutely not. Like, you gonna forget to cancel, and after 5 minutes, that nigga is gone. So...
I'm sure the cab left. Come on. He was like,
girl, please. We didn't even hear from that nigga again because we already know.
He didn't even call.
Yes, and Issa is, duly impressed with the apartment. This shit got Glade plugins and not just Lysol wipes and all kind of shit. And I thought, oh, Lysol wipes? Y'all don't even know.
You gotta go to eBay to get them shits now.
Yes.
Ciao.
And she points out the couch, which I hope everybody appreciated that throwback to when Lawrence bought the new couch and they put that old one out on the sidewalk, and we ended the season with Issa and Molly on it, friend, which you called. Remember that?
I remember that. That was bugged out. But also I was like, oh, he kept this couch?
He sure did, and he found a cute placement for it, girl. So while Issa asked to use the bathroom before she leaves, I was like, okay, bitch, you going to rinse out your pussy. You not fooling nobody.
Oh, my God, Crissle.
Friend, you cannot even front. You cannot even front. I said that bitch is going to rinse out her pussy. She is not lying to nobody.
I'm laughing because, all of us were like, what's going on in there?
Exactly. So while she's in the bathroom, he steps outside to call Condola back. And this conversation is very interesting to me because, he apologizes for the late call and says he's just now wrapping up. But when it's clear that she asks if he can come over, he's very reluctant with saying, I'll try to make it. I'll keep you posted. And I was like, okay, so can get it done is not actually, got a hold on this nigga the way that Issa might.
But, he's still being a man. He's like, I'm going to keep my options open. But he said it earlier. He's still a little bit confused about where he stands with her. I did get a little irritated. I can't lie. Because I'm like, bro, just tell her you can't see her tonight. What is this back and forth? Like, I'll let you know. I'll see where I'm at. Like, you're with Issa. Stay present. Be in that.
So I thought the same thing. But then I thought, as someone who has been cheated on before, but has never been in this exact situation, if it were me, I would be extremely hesitant to cut off my most recent nigga because of the nigga who cheated on me. Like, you're going to have to make it abundantly clear that this is where you want to be.
I feel you on that. But I guess in this moment, just in this moment, like,
you would
let y'all have the day. Like, it's Issa's night. You know what I mean? I took you to the bar, to dinner. Now you're at my crib. Like, let's just be here now. That's all I was waiting on. I'm like, tell Condola, you call her tomorrow.
No, he not doing that. And I knew he would not as a nigga. But when he steps back inside, Issa is right there, okay?
Damn it, I knew it too. I was like, she heard the convo. Now
she sure did.
Trust him.
And her whole face, her whole mood has shifted because he's like, oh yeah, Condola wants to talk. Okay, nigga. All right, nigga. Nobody wants to talk at this time of night unless it's talking with that pussy. So this part really blows my mind because Issa makes her way to the door as I would have done. But when she gets there, she says, what if I want to stay? And I thought, either this is a dream or this is a brand new bitch.
This is a brand new bitch.
It's a brand new bitch. Because old Issa would have never just asserted herself like that. She would have been like, oh, let me save face. Let me go home so I don't look thirsty.
Out. Yeah, true. No.
But I think new Issa knew whichever pussy gets to him first is going to be that pussy. I do. I think
but
she
also,
knew that.
like you said, she's at a point now where she knows what she wants. You know,
yeah,
so it's like, why are we playing games right now? Yeah, why are we playing games right now?
Exactly.
He gave her an in. He let her know.
He did.
I've been thinking about why we fucked shit up and what would have happened if we would have stayed together. Yes. And in that moment, she's like, let me show you what would have happened if we stayed together.
And then he invited her inside the house. So it's like, okay, we already know what's
the messages are clear.
They are, but even though Issa is sure about what she wants, Lawrence clearly isn't. He's not fully on board. And so Issa makes the point again, I do not want the night to end yet, period. And so when he says that tonight made him happy, yeah, Issa's like, you make me happy. And I'm like, oh God, gross.
Give me it. Inject it into my veins.
Oh, Lord, you would.
So I was like, yes, all these feelings.
Are you done being gross?
I'm done.
Okay. Because when Lawrence said me too, I was like, I don't like that either.
I liked it.
Oh, Christ, Jesus. I said either I make you happy or you're just saying me too, like you make you happy, nigga. Okay, so maybe that's just me. And apparently it is just me because these niggas is moving closer together. And he's like, okay, then, you know, so just stay. And now it's time to kiss and now it's time to fuck. And I said, told y'all niggas.
Standing ovation. I stood up in my house.
Y'all niggas.
Yo, you were right, and I couldn't be happier.
Yes, and new Issa took control and got on top because that's what new Issa does. And Lawrence loves every fucking bit of new Issa, all right? She spends the night. And in the morning, she's teasing him about his chicken legs not being able to handle them San Francisco hills. And I thought, okay, but does he know? Because San Francisco is very real with them hills. Like,
but also in this moment when they like turned to each other and did that.
Of course you did, friend. God damn it. I knew you were going to be.
Come on, you know me. I was like, oh my God. It's the nostalgia. They look so... I wish I could see Crissle's face.
Friend, you are such a fucking cream puff, girl.
Come on, let it in.
No, it was not cute. You know why? Because morning breath. Virgos won't forget it.
Oh, I love it.
The rest of y'all will. Oh, okay. See, now I know you nasty. Anyway, friend loves the morning breath going back and forth.
Give it to me all.
Christ Jesus. But Issa's getting up, you know, she's getting dressed to leave. And even though he offers to take her home, she says she's going to walk. And I love this where they're just smiling at each other, asking each other if they're okay. And
just high off life, girl.
Yeah, they both are.
Life. This is what happens when you get who you want.
All right.
It just is.
Oh, Lord. Well, he's smiling.
Bye, Nathan.
Yeah. Okay. See, we didn't even see that nigga. Damn. God damn it, friend, because he is smiling as she leaves and she's smiling as she walks across LA. And I thought, damn, LA is very unwalkable. This bitch is really on cloud 9.
And she had on heels. That's how you knew she was high. She didn't feel shit.
I have crossed the LA streets. They are not as easy as Issa made them look. That's that love.
Not at all. Not and it seemed like she was walking for a while. The scene kept changing.
Yes. I said, oh, this bitch is still smiling. Okay, so the dick really did his job then.
That's how you know. That's how you know.
And we end the episode with their glee, girl. That's episode 8. So what do you think, friend? What's going on?
I think that this is my favorite episode, number 1.
It would be.
Okay, so we have 2 episodes left.
Right.
So I'm like, what could we possibly predict at this point?
I think we're going to get to the edge of Issa and Molly making up, but not to them actually making up.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've seen both of them and their relationships and how they're going to thrive from this point. And we also saw Molly reach out to her therapist. So I'm really hoping we see some fucking therapy in these next couple of episodes, because that might lead her to reaching out with Issa. But other than that, I'm still foreseeing some kind of drama with Nathan, because it can't just be we get back together after all this drama.
Yeah,
and
no. He's popping
fucking
up.
Smoke, right?
He's popping up for sure.
Exactly. So I think we're still going to see some kind of drama there, and maybe with Molly and Andrew, but also, you know, Andrew stuck up for her in front of his brother, so they might be, you know, ultra fucking tight. The pussy has done its job at this point.
Yeah, I think they're good, honestly.
Yeah, I think they are.
I'm gonna tack on to your theory from a couple episodes ago about Tiffany's postpartum depression being the theme that kind of like brings everybody together. I feel like you were spot on with that, and now I'm seeing it more now. Like something has to happen for everyone to come together. I don't see that happening just organically at this point.
Right, and I don't think it's gonna happen fully until next season, but we are gonna have to see, girl, next week. That's right, Sunday nights 10 p.m. on HBO. Check out the new episodes of Insecure, and afterwards hit us up with hashtag insecurity. That's INSECURITEA. Let us know how you feel about the episode. Apologize to Fran for filling her head with that dumbass Latoya as Andrew's sister shit.
We still don't know, Crissle.
Yes, we do.
Still don't know.
Yes, we do.
We don't. We don't.
Right.
And speaking of theories that you have filled my head up with, I would like to thank you guys.
Damn it, friend.
For supporting the show. We have been doing so well on the charts. You guys are killing that hashtag. It's so fun to read through, and just even the fact that you guys listen to us and love up on us the way you do every week. Thank you for that. Like Crissle said, keep hitting us. English would be nice on the hashtag. And as always, thank you for listening. Go ahead and take us out, Crissle.
Yeah, that's it for us. And until next week, I'm Crissle.
And I'm Hey Friend Hey.
And we'll see y'all after episode 9.
Bye.
Bye.
Insecurity, the Insecure After Show, is a Loudspeaker Studios production in association with Team Epiphany. We're your hosts, Crissle and Fran. Our producers, Matt Raz.
The executive producers are Chris Morrow and Matt Raz. Our associate producer is Tyrell Worley. And the show is engineered and edited by Dwayne Crawford. Thanks, everybody.
Burr, 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 burr.